Welcome to What We Created. I'm your host, Jada Kelly. Per usual, prepare for the laughs, the tears, and a whole lot of WTFs. If this is your first time tuning in, you're thinking, damn, another pod? Damn, another pod. But I do hope this one is different from the ones that you may not be used to tuning into, and it just offers a different perspective. So, I'm sorry, y'all. I forgot to take this down. So, this is actually my second time recording. The first recording I did was going to be on a completely different subject, but um, something happened with my computer, and then I started watching TikToks, and I felt like God was like, I know you want this to be a funny one, but actually, I want you to talk about this. So, whatever, I was going to say, whatever that man say, but whatever the Most High says, you pivot you pivot when necessary. And I think in this season of my life, I was saying this season of my life, really over the course of my whole life, I'm just really learning to pivot. And I'm very proud of myself because I think I'm becoming way more comfortable with being uncomfortable. So I'm in a place now where I can push through the uncomfortableness, where before, if I felt uncomfortable, that was a sign that I shouldn't do it. And now it's like, when I feel uncomfortable, that makes me want to go harder. So I'm very proud of myself for that. But I'm trying to think if I should go straight into what the Most High wants me to talk about, or like do a little filler first. Well, I'll probably just go straight into it. So, um, whoever you are, whatever you are doing, like just know that who you are created in that way for a reason. I know there's this thing where everybody wants to feel like they're a part of like the bigger picture, or they're a part of like the masses, but you got to think, especially if you want to build something, you want it to be different, just be yourself. Like, you were created that way for a reason. Like, this thing of trying to change yourself into the person who fits into the narrative of what other people think you should be, like, you don't have to be that. I promise you, you don't have to be that. Whoever you are, especially inside, whoever you inside, the people who love you and the people who are meant for you will accept that. You don't have to change yourself. Of course, if you have like negative traits or whatever, like work on that, but everybody has negative traits. So like, they're not going to be like obsolete. They're not going to completely go away, but just know the people who are meant to be in your life will accept you with open arms. This thing of trying to like nitpick and change who somebody is, the people who are meant to be there, they gonna take you for what it is. But the thing that made me regroup and decide that the Most High was telling me to film about something else is this the misconception about how I feel about like people in relationships. And a lot of the times I'm speaking on, I just hate to see women, and this is for men too. I hate to see people be dragged through the mud. I don't care. Like, I know there's this thing of like, I understand that women want love. I understand it, but like at the same time, logically, putting yourself in that position, like as women, as men too, you have to be willing to be alone. But specifically for women, I think there's this thing where you feel like you need to be coupled up. You feel like you need romantic love, and like I get it, but even with that, you have to be willing to be alone. You have to be willing to be by yourself. You have to be willing to walk away from things that do not serve you. Because I see people trying to accept and trying to deal with things that they don't really want, all for the sake of having love. Like, yes, I get it, but let's be a little bit realistic, because for men and women, dragging yourself into the gutter for another person, for another romantic person, like it's mind blowing to me why. Like, logically I get it, especially in the society that we're in, but it's just mind blowing to me, especially for women, especially for young girls, that it's like this thing of, especially when you're in friendships, you just gotta accept that she's with this shitty ass man, or you gotta accept that he's with this shitty ass woman, and it's like you can't really say anything, or you have to act like it's all peaches and cream, and it's like, no, like it's not funny to me. Like, I know like sometimes you can kiki and be like, haha, like, y'all know what I'm trying to say, but like, it's not funny. Like, it's actually very serious. Letting a man come into your life, letting a woman come into your life and cause destruction is very serious. Like, I don't think people truly always understand the way a man or a woman can knock you off your path. And this goes deeper than romantic relationships, but I'm using romantic relationships because it seems to be such a hot topic, yes, but it's such a, is it pivotal point in somebody's life? I just see the destruction and the chaos that a romantic relationship can bring to somebody's life. And quite frankly, I'm sick of seeing it. Like, there are better people for you out there if you are not in a healthy, functional relationship. That's really what I want to say. Like this thing of just choosing somebody because this is all I felt like I can get. Baby, build your self esteem up first. And oh, God is really. I see. Oh, I'll be looking up here, but I know the Most High is here. But my Lord, okay, okay. I was literally talking to my mom earlier because I went to eat with my mom, and I was like, I don't know what to talk about. I can't just get on here and start talking. And the Most High is like, no, actually, you can't. And that's what I want you to do. So praise God. But for me, I talked about this in one of the pods I didn't get to upload because we lost the audio. But God really saved my life. Like I say like so much. I need to stop saying like all the time. Relax, girl. Stop saying like. Ruining the content. But growing up, of course, I desired romantic love too. I desired a little less now than I did back then. Praise God. I desired it for a specific reason. We're not gonna get into that. I talked about that a little bit before with episode 2 with Becky, or is that episode 3? I think it's episode 2. But desiring romantic love, and a man would have came in my life and caused total destruction. I would not be here today. I would not be who I am today if I would have let a man come into my life back then. I know that for a fact because what I would have accepted back then would have been total chaos. And I get you can accept something back then and then you can go healing from it. But baby, I was healing from childhood stuff. So dealing with a man on top of my childhood stuff would have set me back 20 more years. I don't have time to be set back. So I know like somebody might have heard that, oh, like she's never been in a relationship before, like what's wrong with her. I'm not too young, but like I'm still quite young, and even if I was a little bit older, there was still so much healing that I needed to do before I even entered in a relationship. I couldn't even tell you really what I wanted. I couldn't tell you what a man was supposed to do for me. I couldn't tell you what a healthy man looked like. And maybe for the men out there, you don't even know what a healthy woman looks like. You don't know when you're being manipulated. And yes, everybody manipulates, but you don't even know when it's the like destructive kind and when it's like the kind where like, oh, this is kind of just a little bit of what people do. Like how I said, everybody bullshits. I don't care what y'all say. As you can be as real as you want to be. Everybody bullshit a little bit. It's okay. We all gonna be good. But I'm saying like, I just know, and I know it in my heart and my soul. If I would have been in a relationship back then, it damn near would have killed me. Like mentally, I would have been distraught. Like y'all, I would not be here right now. I know that for a fact. And so like, I don't think that stuff is funny at all. I don't think people being in terrible relationships is funny and being in toxic relationships is funny. I know we have normalized this, especially particularly in the Black community and in other communities too, but I'm not a part of y'all's community, so I don't really know. I don't really see it. If it does happen, like I'm right here with you, I understand, but it's not funny to me. This is not normal to me that so many women, so many men are entering into these relationships when you don't even know who you are yet. Like I get y'all can get together, y'all can grow together, but baby, y'all are not growing. Y'all are going straight to the gutter. Like I don't want to see that anymore. I am tired of it. Like I want to sit, and I was even telling my mom this, like when I go and sit with my friends, I want to speak very highly of my man. I want to be proud of my man. I want to say all positive things. I don't want to be in a negative headspace when I go and sit at the table. And I know we have normalized this and we have made this normal to go sit at a table with your friends, men and women alike. So you go sit with your homeboys and you dog out y'all just sitting there saying negative things about y'all significant other. I do not want that. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus, because ain't no way. When I go sit at that table, I want that for me and my girls. Like I want to sit at the table and be like, yeah, we have great men. We love our men. And granted, nobody's perfect, so there might be something you want to joke about, but like a lot of this stuff is way deeper than just a joke. That's what I have a problem with. It's not funny. And just because maybe you seen your mom act a certain way, you seen your father act a certain way, you don't have to be like them. It's okay for you to want more. Go get more. It's okay if you like quote unquote want less than what you see other people wanting too, but like really get weird with yourself and sit with yourself and figure out, what do you want out of significant other? What do you want out of life in general? But this is not about that today. What do you want out of a significant other? Go date people, but you don't need to be in a relationship, especially when you don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. You don't know where you're going. You don't know what your path is supposed to look like. So when this person comes in, they can swing you any kind of way, because you're not solidified in anything. And so they're coming in and they're like trying to solidify this stuff for you. And then 10 years down the line, I see so many women talk about this. And I know there's men out there who talk about it too. It's just men don't always publicly address like their, it's not shortcomings. They don't always publicly address like their things that aren't necessarily going well in their life. And like understandable when you think about the society that we're in, but specifically for the women, I hear them talk about all the time, damn, I should have left 20 years ago. 20? 20? Do y'all know how do y'all know how long 20 years is? You should have left 20 years ago. This is why I'm so serious about like, please, and for all my young women, listening, when there is somebody who comes into your life and they're not moving correctly, let them go early. This is what I tell my friends too. Let them people go early. Cause once y'all start getting locked in, you start falling in love and shit, and you start losing your brain cells. Like, and no disrespect to anybody who be losing brain cells, but you know, when y'all be falling in love, it be like, and I get it. I know that feeling feels like euphoric. I understand. But like once you see, oh, this is not going to go well, leave. There is somebody else out there for you. And you got to understand, even if they're like a quote unquote good person, they may not be good for you. So I truly think two quote unquote good people could come together and be destructive together. I know that sounds crazy. People don't like to hear that, but like, you got to know who's for you and who's not for you, because every good person is not for you. Just because they're good don't mean they're yours. Like, can we all get on one accord about that? Like, just because somebody is good does not mean they are yours. Does not mean that they are your assignment. Does not mean they are meant to walk on the path with you. Because somebody could be very well trying to do good in your life, but the good that they're trying to do is taking you off the path that the Most High wants you to be on. So what does that mean? That makes it, in a way, destructive. The type of destructive I'm talking about is not just somebody trying to bring you on another path, but you know, the real destructive where your mental is all out of whack. But I just wish healthy, happy, whole relationships for all my young women, for all my young men out there, and for all my grown adults out there. I wish healthy, happy, and whole relationships for all of y'all. I get it. You start getting older too, and you start being like, oh, well, maybe I should accept this, or maybe I should accept that. Baby, you have to be willing to be alone. And I don't want to see it get to a point where everybody's just alone and miserable, because I do think men and women need to be together. But at least figure out who you are first. You may have to be alone till you're 50 years old, until you really get in tune with yourself and figure out what it is that you want. And not necessarily what you want out of life, but what is it that you want out of yourself. So many people want to point the finger out and want to be like, this person did this person did that. I don't like the way they do that. I don't like the way they do this. Baby, what don't you like about yourself? And that can get a little dangerous though, because I think I'm the type of person, I want to see what I did wrong in a situation, but sometimes I was doing so much of that, but that I wasn't truly focused on what this other person was doing. Because it's easy for me to take accountability for like things I do wrong, but when you start getting to the point where you take so much accountability, you start to like negate the fact that this other person is messing up, and like you continue the relationship. So it has to be like a mutual point of accountability where you're like, okay, I did this, they did this. What can I take account for here? What can they take account for there? And granted, there may be some things where like it's completely just you, or it's completely just them. But let it be mutual, because a lot of times, a lot of this stuff is mutual. It could have just been a simple misunderstanding, but like, I just wish healthy, happy, whole for everybody. And I know it's not going to be like that for everybody, but at least for the people who are tuning into this, at least for the people who are tuning into what recreated, like I just hope and I pray that more love comes out of this life. And I think I've been doing a disservice for some of the things I said in like previous episodes, because I know I have a responsibility with this podcast, and sometimes I get in like a little bit too of the emotional aspect where I'm speaking from my feelings and not from what I know the Most High has like instilled in me, because I know there's so much love out there. I know there's so many good men out there. I know there's so many good people out there. Hell, I met some of them, and some of the people that I met back then when I wasn't in the best space for myself, some genuinely good people, I was not in the space in my life where I could even accept those people or treat them how they needed to be treated, or accept the positive treatment that they were trying to give me. Like, can we get on one accord about that, bro? We meet good people every day. We meet people who are meant to be on our path every day. But if you are not in a space where you can receive that in the way that they are trying to give it to you, especially when they're trying to give it to you in a whole way, that relationship won't continue. And I gotta learn that for myself. Like, I'm so okay with if I'm trying to give somebody love and they don't want it, I'm just like, okay, they're not ready. Like, bump it. And like, there's this thing of like, specifically for women, because I am a woman, so I talk to women, I sit with women, and I understand women to a certain sense because I am one. And so I see them trying to like pour love into certain men, and like the man not accepting it, and her feeling like that man did something wrong. That man did nothing. That's on you to leave. If he's showing you that that's not something he wants, that is on you. As a woman, you need to get up, you need to leave. That man did nothing wrong. That's what I want more people to understand. Stop pointing the finger, baby. Look at yourself. Even if you're like, but I did this, this, and this, and I tried to give him this, this, and this, and okay, I get it. From the emotional aspect, I get it. But that is on you. That is on you to get up and leave. In this life, nobody, like, we owe people things, but not in that way. Not in the way where this person is clearly showing you that this is not something they want, and so you keep pouring in hopes that this person recognizes who you are. Baby, go get somebody that recognizes who you are before you even had to start pouring. That's a bar. That's a bar. That is a bar. That's something I had to learn from my life too. The people who are meant to see you will see you before you even start pouring. You do not even have to pour for them to see you. They see you without you even have to do anything. For all my babies out there who truly want to be accepted and who want to be loved just for existing, you do not have to pour before you get accepted. That's what I want to say. The people who are meant to see you, I promise they see you even when you're not doing anything. I actually think I'm done. I am done. I truly thank y'all for tuning in today. I am I need to calm down because I really be talking fast. But again, I thank y'all for tuning in. I am so excited for where this podcast is gonna go. And remember, I am humble enough to know I require growth in all areas, but I'm confident enough to know that it will happen. I will see y'all next time.